Ow.
Let me see.
She's never had a toothache before.
There might be a cavity. Don't you use Pepsodent?
We used to, but I'll try the new one.
Ah, that's why.
But doesn't every toothpaste give cavity protection?
Not really. Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter repairs tiny invisible holes to give 10 times stronger teeth. Will you trust Pepsodent?
Definitely.
Pepsodent. 10 times stronger teeth.
Use Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter.
Akoto. I know you are there. Come on, Akoto. Come see Premi.
Hello, Alpha.
Come on.
Yeah, the landlady is here today too. She's harassing me this morning. Yes, come and see how I'm sweating.
Well, if I catch you,
Yes, the number I sent you the last time. Yes, use the JuPay app. It will come right now.
Piebra. Ah, so when I'm sick of mommy. Give me my money. Me, Jimsika.
We didn't know. What your JuPay is here? Yes, Canada Bay. Your JuPay. JuPay is the best money transfer app that is used to send money directly from the US to Ghana free of charge. They have the best rates in the market and they are very competitive. And no thing is Kano Kana Abrosono.
Jimsika.
Hello. So we are here, future STEM enthusiasts. You're welcome to today's mentorship session at the STEM Festival SciTech Fair. We are thrilled to have you here as we delve into the dynamic world where engineering meets business leadership. Our mentor today is a distinguished professional who has seamlessly integrated technical expertise with strategic management to drive innovation and growth. Please join me in welcoming Antoinette Tete, an accomplished engineer at Jupe Money Transfer, who will be speaking on women in technology. Antoinette will share her journey and insights on how to effectively bridge technical skills with business acumen to lead successful projects and teams. The STEM Festival 2024 is proudly brought to you by Primetime Limited in partnership with Pepsodent, with support of Jupe Money Transfer, Bell Beverages, YFM, and GTP. I would like to say something small about our mentor. Antoinette Tete is a seasoned professional with a robust background in software engineering. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Statistics from University of Ghana. Antoinette is a senior software engineer. Antoinette's commitment to continuous learning and professional development has equipped her with the skills to navigate the evolving landscape of technology and business. She's passionate about the mentoring of young people and advocating for greater representation of women in STEM leadership roles. Thank you for being with us today. Okay, so I'll just go straight and jump right in and start with the basics. Can you share with us what your family background, how it all started is, and maybe from there you take us to your educational background as well, and where you started from. Thank you.
Okay, so let me start from the beginning. So growing up, I grew up from a family of 6, okay? And growing up, we had always used the computer, right from 1997, 98, when computers, well, a lot of people didn't know how to use the computer or have access to the computer. But then, fortunately for us, my dad had a computer, so he allowed us to play with the computer. He allowed us to do things on the computer, even though we were young. Okay, so that was what sparked my interest in computers, and he wouldn't even allow me to dial up when we were connecting to the internet. Okay, you had to connect the modem. Back then it wasn't easy. Now it's easy to connect to the internet. You just need to, I don't know, if you have a Wi-Fi, you just need to connect to the network you want. But back then you have to connect a modem, then you have to put in IPs, and then you have to call, back then it was, you have to call before you are able to connect to the internet, okay? But even though we're young, my dad allowed us to do those things. And so it sparked an interest in me in computers, in internet. And that was where it started. That was where my interest in tech began, yeah. So it continued, and I went to Accra Girls Secondary School. I did science back then in secondary school. Then after secondary school, my dad encouraged me to take computer science, read computer science in Legon, because of how I had interest in computers from the start. Yeah, so that was how it started for me.
Wow. So it's been a journey of being introduced to computers at a very young age, and then the passion was developed from there. And thanks to a supportive father who basically encouraged them to use the computer. She took us through the history of how it was difficult to connect to the internet those days. And I think they used dial-up connection or something, unlike today where it is very easy. So this early introduction to computers inspired her to want to go and then study computer science in the university, and then here we are today. So I'll just ask, how would you describe the current field you find yourself? What is the unique experience does your field as a computer science person, what unique experience does it offer?
Okay. For the field of software engineering, that's where I feel my field is. For software engineering, it opens you up to a lot of opportunities, okay? It allows you to explore. It allows you to create things with your own imagination, okay? You have opportunity to learn a lot on your own. You have a lot of opportunity to build things, cool things by yourself. Things that you can use on your own, things that you can sell, okay? Yes. I've had opportunity to build applications that allows people to connect with their friends, to share, like how Facebook works, okay? But then now it's intimate friends that you don't expose it to the outside world, okay? Yes. You can build things. I've had opportunity to build softwares that enable advertising, like how Google Ads work. So you can advertise on the internet. You can advertise through your through the browser and things like that. Yeah. So software engineering opens you up to do a lot of things and to build things that would make impact around you. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So it gives you an opportunity to build or develop solutions that you can use by yourself, you can use as an intimate group, you can also solve global solutions as well. That's a wonderful one. So what career prospects does being a software engineer offer? Let's say there are young people there who will be thinking of going into software engineering. Career-wise, where would they see themselves or where can they see themselves working? If you can explain that to us. Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to career-wise, software engineering is still a big opportunity. It's growing, okay? So you have opportunity to work in a lot of industry. You have opportunity to work in the health industry, in banking, anywhere, even in teaching, okay? Education, anywhere at all, wherever there's a business, wherever there's opportunity, anything that is business, you have an opportunity to work with it. Because now technology is still growing. Internet is growing. The world is global. You can sit here in Ghana. I know a lot of people that are software engineers that sit here in Ghana and work for companies outside. I myself have done a lot of projects right here in Ghana with businesses outside. Yes, so it opens you up to do a lot of things. I've built applications for, let's say, a football team, okay? A football team that is in the US. A recruiting, and then also a team that recruits players, football players, basketball players. So I'm sitting here in Ghana, but then I built an application that helps them to recruit on the internet with an application, okay? So you don't have to move around to work, but then you can just learn new things all the time. Make sure you have access to the internet. You can learn new languages, new technologies right from your home and then implement them. And at the same time, you can work with other people. You can work with other companies. Any company at all that wants technology or softwares, you can work with them. Yes.
That's wonderful. So you can, as a software engineer, you can work in virtually any space. As she mentioned, medical space, business space, anything at all. You can work there and very beautifully. Yeah, and also work by yourself. So you can be your own business person. She also mentioned that you can be right here in Ghana and be working for companies outside the country, and that means you'll be earning foreign currency right here in Ghana. She mentioned that she was able to develop a sporting software for a company outside of this country, even though she was still in Ghana and didn't go anywhere. That's really wonderful. That's great career prospect. For the young person watching you online and those here who are paying keen attention and want to follow your career path, what skills do they need now? Do they have to start developing so that they can end up as software engineers just like you are today?
Okay. For you to, I think you can start from just being curious.
Okay.
Okay. Just be curious about the things around you. We are fortunate that we have access to the internet. A lot of us are young, but we have access to the internet. So just by going out there, not just doing TikTok and watching videos of people, I don't know, having fun, but then just being curious about how things work, how things around you work is a start. It's a good start.
Okay.
Okay? And then also, there are a lot of videos out there. There are lots of trainings out there on coding, for instance. Okay, you can do those ones. A lot of them are free. There are a lot of free ones out there. There are also free ones that also have tutors. So you can use any of them to start learning, even at this age. Because there are a lot of young people that have built apps even from young ages. So from there, you can start building up and then grow from there. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, curiosity is a good place to start. You can use the internet as a resource to learn a lot of skills. Oops, sorry. Maybe somebody should help us with that. As I said yesterday, I'm sure there are people developing a solution for how the wind is disturbing us. So as she said, basically, you can start learning languages online. Beyond the TikTok, beyond the dancing, you can be learning languages online, which I'm sure there are languages that are simplified for young people of your age to understand. These are some of the skills that as you grow, you need to improve on yourself if you want to end up as a software engineer. So let me ask a direct question about you, and what would you describe as your greatest achievement in your space as a woman in tech or a software engineer? What would you describe as your greatest achievement?
Okay. I believe I've achieved a lot. Okay, so I have been able to build applications, okay, that has been of good solutions to companies, okay. Like for instance, the example of the sports recruiting software that I built. So it allowed for the company to be able to recruit young sports people, okay, that probably would not have that opportunity because they didn't have any access to mentors, because the application allowed them to have access directly to mentors. But without it, they wouldn't have had those accesses. Yes, and then also I've been able to help companies also to come up with solutions that have helped their businesses grow. Let me talk about JuPay. So building JuPay, we started JuPay from scratch.
Okay.
We built, initially it was just somebody sitting in the US and then sending money here in Ghana, okay? So I started it initially, and then as the company grew, we brought in new people to take up, to continue, okay? So I integrated the process where when the money is sent from the US, we send it to people's phones via the Momo or to their bank account. So right from the scratch, I was with the team. And now it has become a big company. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So basically, a lot of great achievements as she's sharing with us, right from the assisting the US-based organization, sports organization, connecting mentors to young athletes or sports person, and solving the problem of young athletes or sports persons connecting with their mentors. She also talked about JuPay, which is a solution or a mobile solution to transfer money from your relatives from the US or those who are here and want to receive money from their relatives. So she has been part of the company from the beginning and she's still part of the company now that they are very big, are some of the things she would describe as these achievements that she talks about. What moment in your career have you been most proud of? Similar to the previous question, but then I'm sure since you started, there is this one or two moments you describe as these are the periods or moments that I'm most proud of.
Yeah. Okay. I think the times that I have been really happy was being able to mentor the young software engineers that I have to work with. Because I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of people that come right out from school, okay? And so being able to offer them guidance as to what's the best way to go about things is how to be creative in solving issues, how they can make the most of their time and also come out with the best of solutions has been great for me. I've also had opportunity to help younger ladies, okay, to also start their tech careers. And that has been very helpful because it has helped me to, not just for myself, but also to give out to the next person out there. So I think those are some of the things that really make me happy.
Okay, that's a wonderful response. Helping young tech startups, particularly female-led tech startups, to start their own tech solutions. And the likes are some of the moments she's most proud of. What is your favorite thing about software engineering? There are a lot of people who think when it comes to software, it's about writing. But you as an individual, what part of this whole thing is most exciting to you?
Okay. The most exciting thing for me as a software engineer is just creating solutions. Just knowing that there's a problem out there and having to think through it and then coming up with a solution for it. You don't just start and then write the code, but then you have to think through with the person that wants the solution. You have to look at the problem and then think through how to solve it and the best way to go about it. Okay? And then sometimes when you fail, you have to look out for the next possible. You don't just let it be like, just say, oh, I failed, and that's it. But then you have an opportunity to rethink about it and then do it again. So I think that is it. And then for also the opportunity to, let's say, work at your own pace and work just at anywhere you can. You don't have to always be in the office. Okay. You don't always have to work during the day, but you can work in the night, you can work during the day, you can work on weekends, you can work anywhere. Okay, those are things that also, yeah.
Okay. So basically the flexibility, the ease of your ability to sit and think of solutions. Yeah. Try and try again, and then you are motivated to keep going as long as it is bordering on solving a solution of a problem that you've identified. That's wonderful. So what socioeconomic, human, or educational resources do people need or that helped you along this career path? Is it a very expensive field? Do you need a permanent coach or mentor as you are going through this field? What are some of these things that people need to go through this career path, or you relied on as you are going through this journey? Because it's difficult for women particularly. As you mentioned, women are not so much in this space. It's a male-dominated field. So for you, what were the things that helped you along this path, resource-wise, human resource-wise, and all of that? If you can share that with us.
Okay. To start with, I think that I am seeing a lot of women getting into the software engineering space. I actually personally know a lot of women that are doing a lot of great things in software engineering. Yeah. But I think most of the tools that you need, apart from maybe in having access to a computer that you could say that sometimes could be a hurdle, apart from that, when you have access to a computer, the only thing you need is the internet, access to an internet connection. So you can make use of if you have a school computer, you can make use of that. If your parents' computers, you can make use of that. You can make use of friends' computers to start with. Even now, there are some apps on phones that you can use to start learning. Okay? So you just need a device to begin with, and then you need an internet. You can learn a lot on your own. There are a lot of free resources that are available to you. You don't need to invest so much from start. You don't need to invest so much in getting mentors. It's good to have mentors. But then if you don't have access to, you can still learn on your own.
Okay. So basically, you shouldn't wait for something big in your room before you start learning. There are apps on your phones right now that you can use to learn how to code. There are also resources in your school. Your school's library, like ICT center or school's computer, could be a place where you could learn some of these things. That's wonderful. What does the future hold when it comes to software engineering? I chanced upon a conversation the last time about AIs being able to write code and all of that. But then it's explosive what AI came to do. Virtually everybody is scared AI is going to replace them, even lawyers and all of that, because there are AIs that, if given cases, can do all the research and come up with responses. So as far as the field of software engineering is concerned, what is the career prospects for being a software engineer, as well as in view of the current narrative around software, artificial intelligence? What does the future hold for software engineering?
Okay. Hello. Okay, so I don't think AI is coming to replace, but it's coming to enhance. Okay. In software engineering, there are still a lot that software engineers can do, even with AI. So with AI, for instance, when it comes to Jupe, or when it comes to fintech, for instance, standing on AI, we can still build solutions that will make processing transactions faster, making things more secure. Okay, there are some things that cannot be automated, but then at the same time, it will make it easier to focus on more things that are present or much more difficult issues that AI cannot solve. Okay, so there's still prospects with using AI, complementing AI with your skills to become better and not just to replace you. Yeah.
So basically, the prospects are great.
Yeah.
AI hasn't come to replace anything but to make it better. She gave example of the fintech space where AI could improve on securities and then help build better systems for platforms like Jupe or other fintech solutions. So that's a wonderful one. Every career path have got its challenges. What would you say are some of the challenges males, females, young people who want to go into this field would face? And what are your advice on how to overcome some of these challenges should they face them?
Okay. Okay, I think some of the challenges that you can face, like I said, for us, sometimes having access to the computer can be a challenge for us.
Okay.
Yeah, especially from a younger age.
Young age.
Yeah. So that could be a challenge. But then, like I also said, you can mitigate it by taking advantage of other people's computer when you have the opportunity. Taking advantage of the school's computer.
Okay.
Connecting with your friends. Sometimes you can sit with your friends that have access to it and then use theirs. Okay. And that's from the start. Apart from that, career-wise, sometimes in this space, in Ghana, for instance, software engineering, even though we don't have so many, but then sometimes getting remunerations for it or pays for it is not up to what you can get from outside.
Okay.
Yes. But that shouldn't hold you back, because it still gives you an opportunity to learn and build yourself, to become better. There's also that issue of the space is always evolving. There's always new languages coming up that you have to learn. So maybe the language that you knew yesterday is not what works today, or is still being improved every day. The language that you, let's say, software, computer language is just like tree for humans. So you have Java for programming, you have Python, other programming languages. And each and every day, they are being improved. So you always have to learn. And so if you don't like learning, it could be a challenge for you. If you don't like change, that could be a challenge for you. You need to always be open to change. You need to be open to new things. You need to always be on your feet and be reading around so that you keep yourself abreast.
Okay. Thank you very much. These are some of the challenges you face in this career path. But then she also gave us wonderful explanations of how to overcome these challenges. One of it is most people who might want to learn software might have challenges with getting a computer to learn. And she's told us you can use your friend's computer when it's available. You can use your friend's phone when it's available. Not to watch TikTok or download videos, but to learn to code. She also told us about people being paid less compared to their peers outside the country. So people are offered less amounts of money locally when they build same softwares. But as she said, it's also an opportunity to help and improve on yourself. And if you are too rigid, this new system, I'm tired, could also be a challenge. So you have to learn to improve on your knowledge on previous languages that you've learned. Like she mentioned Java, she mentioned Python. These are languages. And if new languages come up and you see that there is a demand for them, you should also be flexible enough to learn. So we're now easing to the question session. So if you have any question, I'll need assistance with those who are helping me with the mic. So we can give one or two persons who would want to ask our mentor a question. Definitely there are people who have questions. So they can ask their questions and she's here to answer. As I said earlier, many of you find yourself in her space tomorrow. So for you not to make the mistakes that she made or how to overcome the challenges you will meet on your way. She's already told us how she navigated hers and how you can navigate yours. And if you have any specific question, you can ask her now. So when you are met with that challenge in future, you don't coil up and give up, because you have to be persistent, as they said. So if you have any questions, please, would like to see your hands up, and then would answer a few questions from you, and then we move towards the conclusion of the session. So please, if you have any questions. Hello? Hello? I can see some of you, your mouth is moving. We would need you to ask questions, because I know there are some of you who want to ask questions. Sometimes they're just waiting for the first person to raise up their hand, and then they join. Why is it always like that? I thought it was when I was in JHS. I didn't know it was still the thing. So if you have a question, please ask. We've talked about a lot of things. Software engineering, talked about coding, writing solutions, working abroad whilst in Ghana and earning in dollars. A whole lot of questions. Even on JuPay, it's fintech. You can send money from America to Ghana. So if you have any question based on all that she has shared with us, her experience with using computers at a very early age, thanks to her father, you can raise your hands up and ask the question. Okay, there is one hand up.
Please, at what age did you start using computers?
Somebody is asking at what age. Please tell us your name. You can tell us your name again and ask the question again.
Please, my name is Prince Entry. I come from Abeka. My name is Prince Entry. I attend school at Abeka 1 at Fadama. My question is, at what age did you start using computers?
Okay.
So I started using computers when I was 10 years.
Okay. Thanks.
A round of applause for that. She said she started using computers when she was 10 years old.
My name is Presley Siedu. Please, do you have school or program for young girl like us or with software?
So she's asking if there are schools or programs for young people like them who are interested in software development, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, there are some schools that have that program, especially for coding. So a company like Soronku Solutions, they encourage young girls to do coding and they mentor young girls with that. And then there are also some individuals that also provide that services. So yes, there are some available.
Okay, I hope you heard. Soronko Solutions.
Yeah, it's one that
So you can look them out. You can ask your school institution to also partner with them to come to your school and teach young girls to code. Soronko, if I got that pronunciation correctly. So any other question? I can see one hand at the back. Okay, two hands, I think. So there's one here and then there's one at the back.
Please, I'm Akosia and I attend Daylight International School. Please, I don't know what senior high school you went to, and did you do any sports? And if you did you balance it with your education?
Okay, thank you for that question. Okay. Okay, I went to Accra Girls Secondary School. Unfortunately, I was the kind of girl that was always sick, so unfortunately, I couldn't do any sports. Yes, but
I'm sure the question was inspired from yesterday because the other lady said she was doing basketball and still in school. So I hope you got your answer, right? Yeah. There's also someone else who raised their hands over there.
Raise it.
Please, I'm Sharon from Newberry Experimental One Basic School. Please, what inspired you to become a software engineer?
Oh, okay, wow, that's great. Okay, so what inspired me to be a software engineer? Okay, when I went to University of Ghana, as I said, I offered computer science and statistics. So in University of Ghana, one of the courses that we took was software development, where we built applications, okay? But then unfortunately, like I was saying before, access to computer back then was an issue. And then also, there weren't so many resources to use to learn. So it was a challenge for me. Initially, it didn't encourage me to continue. But then after University of Ghana, I had an opportunity to be part of Meltwater Entrepreneurial School of Technology. So it's a company from the US, Meltwater, and then they came to Ghana to come and encourage young people to take up software engineering and entrepreneurship, okay? So when I joined, it gave me an opportunity to now start from scratch and learn, okay? That was where my interest was reignited for software engineering. They gave me an opportunity to see that I could actually build things with the computer. I could actually make solutions, provide solutions to issues that people have, okay, with software. And so seeing the ecosystem, seeing people, young people like myself, by then I was in my 20s. So seeing young people like myself trying to provide solutions with software, it encouraged me. And that was where it started. Actually, yeah, was really, really, my interest in software engineering was really ignited, yeah.
Wow. So you heard her story and her point of where her inspiration was coming from. But for those of you who do not know, let me bring things to perspective. Who likes Snapchat here? Who likes Facebook? Who likes TikTok? Now, those who built those platforms are called software engineers. They write codes so that you can enjoy their product. There is an app called the Moja app, which I read about some time ago. It's an app that helps you donate blood. It tracks your blood donating history, as well as lets you know if there is a place where blood donation is going on in the country. So imagine if you can develop such a software. So you see, so for those of you who don't know who a software engineer is or a software developer or those who write codes, these are the things they do. You get it? So I saw a hand up here who wanted to ask a question. Okay. Mr. Mike, we are waiting for you. Somebody wants to ask a question.
Sir, please, good afternoon. My name is Calvin Amani Eboa, and I attend school at Abeka 1 Primary and JHS. So I'm asking that, so if the child was not introduced to computer at his or a young age, so will it be possible that the child can learn or read computer science?
Yes, it's so very, 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 very possible. It's possible because, yes, some people get introduced at young ages, but then at the same time, too, there are some people also that when they get older, they pick up the interest themselves. Okay, so maybe you didn't have the opportunity to be introduced to computers in the house. Okay, but then also when you get to school, even in some schools now, I know that still in some schools you still don't have access to computers. Okay, yes, but that shouldn't make you become discouraged. Still, you have access to your parents' phones sometimes. You can still watch what other young people are doing with computers. Do you understand? On YouTube, on TikTok. You get it? So when you do those things, it still helps your interest to grow. It still helps you to learn, even though you may not have access to it personally. Remember when I spoke about when I was in University of Ghana, I told you that even when I went to the university, in school, there was not access to computer. So if, let me tell you what happened. So when I went to University of Ghana, initially I didn't have a personal computer. The computer that I had access to was in the house. It was still for my father. So when I come to school, I didn't have opportunity to use a computer. Okay? And then it was only when the school's computer lab was open. That was the only time I could use it. Okay? So that was a challenge for me. But that didn't discourage me. I still used my books. And then when I had the opportunity, I still spoke to other people. Do you get it? Until later when I had a computer on my own. So don't let the things that you don't have limit you. Take advantage of the little things that you have for now to learn. And then when you get the opportunity, you can build on from there. Don't let your passion or your dream die off because of what you don't have. But use the little that you have to build on. Okay.
Thank you very much. Use the little that you have to build yourself. You might not necessarily have to be introduced to computers at very early ages. As you grow, every little opportunity you get, you can use to learn. Even if you're in your 20s going, you can still learn software. These days, sometimes I see people in their 40s learning PHP, learning scripting languages, and all of that. So it's something you can learn at any time. But she just had the opportunity to have been introduced to computers at a very, very early age. Yeah. Is there any other question? We'll take one more question, and then I knew it. When the first hand goes up, we'll have an avalanche of people who want to ask questions. Okay, there's someone here. You can... Okay, so they gave the mic to somebody at the back. Sorry.
Please, my name is Ella. I'm from the Daylight International School. Please, my question is, how long have you been in the tech industry or in sub-development software?
Okay, so I think it's been long. Okay, so from 2010, that would be when
2010, about 14 years. So she's been in the tech space for about 14 years. That's a long time, eh? As old as some of you here, right? Or older than some of you. Okay, there is somebody who wants to ask a question here.
I'm Priscilla Manson from Abeka 1 Junior High School. He said Scratch. Is it a programmable learning techniques for Scratch?
Scratch.
Yes. Is it a programmable learning technique used for coding? You said something like that. You said Scratch.
Oh.
For coding.
No. I don't think I said Scratch for coding.
Yeah, I think she mentioned Java. She mentioned how do you call it, Python. These are the two I had. Okay,
No,
learning
I was
from
saying
scratch.
learning from the scratch. I said learning from the beginning, like starting something new, afresh. Yes, without building upon somebody's something.
You understand? So that's what she said. Yeah. More hands are still coming up.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Louisa. Louisa Amwa. Please, I want to ask that. Has there ever been a challenge in your software engineering?
Okay. Yes, there's always challenges. There's always challenges like in every other field. Life is full of challenges, but then you have solutions to them. Okay. So challenges come up sometimes when you are doing something, when you want, like, let me talk about where I work now. Okay. Jupe. Okay, some of the challenges that we have is that sometimes somebody wants to send the money from the US to Ghana, but when they send the money, because we are also using MTN mobile money, Vodafone, Telecel cash, and all those things, sometimes when they want to send the money, it may not go. And the person that is supposed to receive the money or the person that sends the money will not be happy, okay? So it's up to us to find ways to solve that problem, okay? Yes, so there's always a challenge. Sometimes you may sit down for hours trying to think about a solution, but then you may not have the answer immediately. But you have to keep thinking about it. You see, you have to think about it, keep thinking about it. You know, I said software engineering is about languages. So there are lots of languages. There are so many languages that you have to learn. And you have to combine different things from many places to come together to have a solution. Okay? So there's a challenge of learning new things and finding solutions to problems. Okay? Yes. But you have to keep your feet up and then keep working at it so you find a solution. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that elaborate answer. We want to move on to final words from our mentor. I saw one hand up there. If our mentor would allow us, we will take just one last question, and then she will go ahead to give us her final words, and then we roll out. Okay, let's hear you.
Please, I'm Dan Soko Abinaki Oven from Newberry Experimental 1. Please, you said earlier that software engineer can take you into the field of business. Please, how is that possible?
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So, like I said, software engineering is providing solutions, okay? And businesses solving problems out there, okay? So whatever problems that you see around you, whatever problems that you find around you, you can use software to solve them and make a business out of that, okay? So, like for instance, Jupe, we found out that people outside sometimes have issues sending money to Ghana, to their family members here in Ghana. And so we thought of a way to use softwares, internet, so that they can send money from outside to Ghana. So they sit outside there from their banks. From their banks, they send monies to people that are here in their bank accounts and also in their Momo. So software is used in any business at all. Okay. Yeah.
So I hope you get it. As they help people send money, they also make money in the process. That is business. You are solving somebody's problem, and in return, you are getting paid for it. I think Facebook, for example, the young man is one of the richest people in the world. What problem did he solve? Connecting friends. That's all he did. A lot of us are able to reach out and speak to our friends around the world today because of Facebook. We also have Twitter. We also have a lot of softwares that have been designed which are now businesses. Multi-billion-dollar industry that is available to tap. So with our advice, I'm already considering going to learn programming language myself so I can also tap into this space of these software developers. So I would want to ask our mentor to give us her last words, encouragement, advice, as we conclude. Thank you.
Okay, so in conclusion, I'll say that you can have a great future if you choose software engineering as a career path, okay? It's still growing. There's still a lot of prospects with AI, with cybersecurity. There are a lot of things that you can learn. And then you can also learn a lot on your own, okay? You can learn a lot on your own. You don't need to wait for somebody. Just go to YouTube. Just use the internet and learn a lot. And when you get opportunity to be mentored, take advantage of it, okay? Yeah.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate taking time off your busy schedule to share this very wonderful nuggets with us. We also appreciate the very important lessons that you've shared with us. You've been able to shrink about 20 to 25 years life story of how you went through all of this into a very small space of 1 hour and shared with our young and STEM enthusiasts what to expect when it comes to the field of software engineering and if they want to pursue software engineering as a career. Thank you for joining today's mentorship session on navigating the intersection between engineering and business leadership with Antoinette Tete. We hope her experiences and insights have inspired you to explore the synergies between technical expertise and strategic management in your own careers. The STEM Festival is brought to you proudly by Primetime Limited in partnership with Pepsodent and supported by DrewPay Money Transfer, Bell Beverages, YFM, and GTP. Stay tuned for more mentorship sessions designed to empower and elevate the next generation of STEM leadership. So for those of you who are here, thank you for being with us, and we really appreciate your time here. So you still go around, you can still ask your questions, you can still speak to the people, you can still learn a thing or two from most of the exhibitions as the competition proper starts. Thank you very much, and thanks for being here today. Thank you.